Well, good morning, everybody. Friday morning. Welcome back to Mixed Retirement Adventures. One more trip into the Boundary Waters this year. Trout season ends Tuesday. It's Friday morning. Drove up late last night, got a bunkhouse here at Voyager Canoe Outfitters at the end of the Gunflint Trail. I'm going to go in for 3 days to target lake trout. So we're going to see how this goes. It's supposed to be beautiful weather. Today's 5 to 10 mile an hour winds for the west-northwest. Tomorrow's light and variable, and Sunday is 5 to 10. I don't know which direction, I don't remember, but I'll take you along on another adventure. Here we go, hunting lake trout. Boundary Waters Wilderness Canoe area, northern Minnesota. I'll be able to see Canada again. See you there. Out here, I'm in 46 feet of water on my first hump. Been out here about 5 minutes. Got a nice one on. Didn't mark him in 46 feet is when I got him. We'll see what this guy looks like. Oh, he's a nice one. Oh, he's a beauty. Oh, it's a whitefish. Holy Jesus. Snakey. Oh, yeah. Cool. A lot of people love these. Big old whitefish. Jig came out already. Oh, he doesn't like me grabbing him. Get the hook out of my face. There you go. Big old whitefish, eh? Let him go. Right on. First fish. Pretty cool. Some people would love to have that fish to smoke. Cool. I was just paddling around, wasn't even paying attention. And I got that one, so fish number one, whitefish. Got a nice one on. Didn't mark him in 46 feet is when I got him. We'll see what this guy looks like. Oh, he's a nice one. Oh, he's a beauty. Oh, it's a whitefish. Holy Jesus. Snakey. Oh, yeah. Cool. A lot of people love these. Big old whitefish. Jig came out already. Oh, he doesn't like me grabbing him. Get the hook out of my face. There you go. Big old whitefish, eh? Let him go. Right on. First fish. Pretty cool. Some people would love to have that fish to smoke. All right, I've been out here about, been out here for about an hour. Had that whitefish and one other bite. I'm looking for him. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of fish here. I'm just moving up and down these sunken islands trying to find them. I'll find them, just a matter of time. A lot of high pressure, so maybe they're sitting right in the bottom and not feeding. Dead calm out here pretty much, so I don't know if lake trout biting dead calm or not. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm jigging in 63 feet of water right now. Just going on another angle of this little sunken island, so I'll just keep working it. I'll find them eventually. Couldn't ask for a more gorgeous day. That's for sure. Maybe a little even too hot. Careful what you wish for. Well, I've been out here now for about 2.5 hours. No more bites. Ran into a guide who said he got his limit right here where I am now. I kind of goes by him, but not right by him. Said they were in 55 feet, and I'm in 50 right now, drifting into 55. I see fish down there. He was dragging some type of a rapala on the bottom, and I'm just jigging. So
Let's see if I can get one of these bad boys to bite. Otherwise, I gotta go back and get some wood, get something for lunch. It's almost 1:30 now. Oh yeah, I can see fish down there now. 50 feet, there's a lot of them. Bait too, that's important. So, see if I can get one of these to bite, I'll let you know. What a day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I've drifted a long way from home. Home's way behind me, about 2-3 miles. So I know full well bears can swim, but I do prefer to be on islands when I'm up here. I think it's just less chance of a bear being on it. Obviously bears can be on it, but I don't think they'd stay there and just roam around on it for a long period of time. So I'm on an island up here on Sag. This is Saginaga, and just as I said before, that over my shoulder right there, that's Canada, United States. Maybe I didn't show you my setup, but this is my Humminbird 5, Helix 5, GoPro, transducer. I have a rod holder that goes right there, but I don't use it. I just put it between my legs. So this way I can map these humps out here and find them. They're just not biting. In the last place I was, there was fish down there. They just weren't biting. So I'll come out back out tonight after dinner and try it again for a little while, a couple hours before dark. It's getting dark early these days, so. Plus I got to get wood and get lunch. I haven't eaten lunch yet, so off we go for a paddle. Whew. I have to go all the way right. There's where I gotta go, right between those. That's an island, and there's my island. I'm right on that point right there. So, see you over there. All right, no lake trout. I don't know if this dead calm has anything to do with it or not, but they sure don't want what I'm presenting to them. So I'm gonna head back. I got a long paddle ahead of me back. Getting some firewood. I think I'm gonna go for a swim actually. So, see you back at camp. I'll go back out tonight after lunch or dinner. One of the two. So, I got back. Lounged around. Very hot. Kind of been lazy. Just kind of cooling down in the shade. Sitting out there in the middle of that lake in that sun. Whew, that'll kill you. Cook you. But one thing I do when I come in is I bring a little collapsible cooler just for day one. So I'm going to have myself a little organic salad here. Mediterranean chopped. This is kind of my first day. I like to eat well, so. And tonight I have some ravioli that I froze before I got here. Put it in a Ziploc bag, gallon Ziploc bag, and that's going to be my dinner. So I'm going to have this. I don't know if I'm going to eat before I go back out fishing or after. I usually like to eat before I go fishing so I can come back in and kind of really relax. But I may even go swimming. It's hot. It's got to be 80 degrees out, 79, 80 degrees with no wind. Phew. So, having myself a little snack, a little pudding I brought. So I'm going to have that and I'm going to have my salad. And I'll figure out the rest of the day after the salad. So, see you after the salad. It's always cool. The only sounds are the wind blowing through the trees and the waves lapping against the rocks. No other sounds. A bird every now and then. So peaceful. Well, kind of sat around all afternoon, relaxed. You never sleep very well in those bunkhouses. By the way, I'm staying at Voyager Canoe Outfitters at the end of the Gunflint Trail. That's where I did stay last night. In a bunkhouse, so they're not the most comfortable. Plus, I stayed up really late editing my glamping video with Flo. So, my first day out, I told you I like to eat real well. So on my first lunch, I had a beautiful salad, Mediterranean chopped salad. And for dinner, I am having, that is homemade sauce, Italian ravioli, Italian sausage ravioli. So it was frozen, I took it out, it's still cold. So I'll show you. Oh, it's over there. I put it in a really collapsible little cooler with some ice blocks or maybe even frozen water, you know, that I can drink later. So, but it's still cold, that's for sure. We'll get her heated up here, and that's gonna be my dinner. Hopefully the winds come up quite a bit, so I don't know if I'm gonna get out fishing tonight. I want to, but the wind's been howling, so we'll see how it goes if it dies down. It's 5:08 right now. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes. I really want to go fishing, so we'll see how that goes. Time to stir this ravioli, they're getting hot. All right, Italian sausage ravioli. Kind of know how to eat on the first day. Second day is all freeze-dried. First day, yum. So, time to eat. Wind's dying down a little bit, so hopefully I can get out there. We'll see. See you after dinner and dishes. Well, everybody, it's about 7:30. Gets dark this time of year, end of September, early October. It's 7:30. She's dark in the woods, a little bit out light on the lake, but time to go to bed. Good night, everyone. We'll see you all in the morning. Kind of like I said yesterday, the silence is really cool. Loons is about all you hear. Fish jumping every now and then. My coffee's steeping. Get a couple cups of that in me, and it's time to go fish lake trout. Try and get one for breakfast. Just one's my goal. If I get 6, that's a bonus. I get one breakfast. You know, after a couple cups of coffee. All right. Just got on the water. It's a beautiful day. Time to go fish some lake trout. As you see behind me, it's dead calm. Should be great paddling. Get out there as quickly as I can. Got 2-3 spots to check. My goal is 1 lake trout for breakfast. Like I said, if I get 6, cool. I'll let them all go. But I want 1 for breakfast. So off I go. All right, as best I can, I'll do a little 360 for you. My camp's right back over that way. This is called SAG, or Saganaga. GoPro locator. As I've said 100 times, Canada. Canada. Island behind me. So there's your 360. Pretty cool out here. Oops, a little moisture or something on the camera. Oh, that one. So, loving life out here. It's beautiful. Many days out here you can't fish because it's too windy, so I don't have any problem with that today. Dead calm. Fish on. Had another bite. Feels pretty small, but if it's a trout, it's a nice little trout. You know, this is a little guy, but you know what? He's going to taste damn good. I'll show him to you here in a second. Oh, nice little trout, little guy, but it'll be tasty. There you go, look at that. Nice little guy. 2 of these I think would make a heck of a nice breakfast. I mean to keep such a little guy, but like I said, it's breakfast. So I had another bite before this, probably the same guy marked this one on the locator, and got him to come up and bite it. So it's cool. It's actually trolling around a little bit looking for fish. All right, fresh lake trout for breakfast. I can handle it for sure. So let's try and get one more little guy. Well, I got one out here in my flat. Actually, I'd started trolling around a little bit and he bit. So I'm gonna keep trolling this little flat I got right here and try and get one more little guy. Even if that's all I have for breakfast, that's fine. But he's gonna be tasty for breakfast out here all by yourself. Should show you guys around this whole lake. It's all calm. I know I keep commenting on this, but there's not another soul in this lake. I haven't seen a person today. Pretty much true wilderness. Not a canoer, not a boat. Crazy, but peaceful. All right, so I'm not quite sure what time it is. It's about 10 o'clock. Been out here for a number of hours. I'm gonna troll the top of this reef back, go have myself a lake trout breakfast. Then if it stays like this, I'm gonna get back out here. There's a couple other reefs I want to either find or fish. So then I'm just gonna troll the top of this reef back. See if I can find anything on the way back. If I catch one, I'll turn you on. If I don't, I'll see you in camp for the trout fry. All right, so I did that whole reef, as my friend Chad calls it. I would call it a bar. And I saw more fish. I couldn't get them to bite. But one actually, here, I'll show you what I'm using for bait. Pretty cool. So it's a 5/8 ounce jig to get down to 60 feet, you know. And this one, I had a couple bites. This one had a paddle tail on it. That paddle tail is gone, so I'm gonna have to replace that. I'm gonna try something different. They've been kind of finicky, so I am going to put on a little smaller paddle tail. I think I've got some with me, so I'm gonna have to check that out. But I'm gonna head in, have a little breakfast. It's I think it's like it says it's 10:30, but I don't know if that's Eastern time or Central time. So, but 10:30, I've been out here at least 3 hours. Got one trout. I'm gonna go back in, have a little breakfast, and enjoy life for a little while. Maybe a scrambled egg, freeze dried, and put some of the trout in the scrambled eggs. We'll see. But I'll show you that when I get to shore. So, see you on shore. All right, home sweet home. All right, that is breakfast. A couple scrambled eggs, excuse me, freeze-dried eggs, and a little lake trout. Should be pretty dang tasty. All right, I'm just getting ready to start cooking the lake trout, but I wanted to show you a twig stove. I know a lot of you BWCA guys know all about these, but some of the people who follow my channel might not know what a twig stove is, so I'm going to show you. Basically, I bought a springform pan at Goodwill. I think it was $1. And you start this. I'm going to start the fire, then I'll place this on top of it. And I'll just feed twigs down into it to cook the fish. I'll show you that when I get going here, but it's called the Twig Stove. Made by Little Bug out of Bemidji, Minnesota, and they're not a sponsor. All right, so I'm getting ready to get the fish going, but one thing I thought I'd show you, and again, some of you people know this, but others might not. I ran into a gentleman who spends 30 days in the Quetico and Boundary waters at a time, straight. I go, how do you feed yourself? How do you feed yourself? And he said he uses something called, he eats on supplies, depends upon fish every day. As a backup, he brings a couple of freeze-dried meals, but he also does rice with a gravy mix that he brings along just in bulk. He was a very tiny guy, so he didn't eat very much. But another thing, I said, how do you fry your fish? How do you, for 30 days? And here's what he does. There's these little Crisco packages that you can buy. And he calculates about 25% of this per fish fry. And he counts the number of ones that he needs. This is actually a butter flavored one. So I'm going to use probably 1/3 of this to fry the fish that I have here, and I'll season them in a second. Twig stove is getting ready. I just wanted to get a base of coals there. But this goes right into this cast aluminum pan. I got an outfitter in Ely, and that's what I'll fry my fish in. So that's that. I'll get it going and show you how it works. All right, the pan's ready to go. So we are going to put the fish in. Not going to take long for those bad boys. Ooh, they are going to be tasty. All right, 2 lake trout fillets. And instead of having scrambled eggs, I decided to have a granola blueberry breakfast as a side. So I have a little dessert too that I'm going to have. My wife was kind enough to buy me some chocolate pudding. So dessert's going to be a little chocolate pudding. For breakfast, mind you. All right, everybody, round 2. I hung around camp for an hour maybe. Got some more wood for tonight. I have no idea what time it is. I know the sun's high in the sky and it's hot. That's what I know. But I am going to go catch some more lake trout. I changed one thing since this morning. If you remember, the paddle tail to my jig got bit off. So I went with a little smaller paddle tail this time, or a little smaller one. That one's like a 4-incher, this is like a 3-incher. My thought process is I missed a few fish. I had bites, and I'm thinking they were just nipping the tail of it. So if I shorten that up a little bit, hopefully they'll still be enticed to nip at it. And If they do, maybe I'll get the hook in their mouth this time. So if I catch one more, that's my goal. One more. Then I have trout for breakfast and dinner. Think of that. So I had trout for breakfast, and I had a little blueberry granola dehydrated breakfast too. That was great. And I had my pudding that my beautiful bride gave me. Pudding is dang nice. So off we go to the middle of this big lake here, and we'll see if I can snag another one of these things. The wind's picked up a little bit, just a wee bit, 1 or 2 miles an hour, but that'll help me drift a little bit if I see some fish, so I can drift over them back and forth. So another thing I noticed this morning is I had a couple of bites when I was trolling, looking for new spots. So I'll continue to troll as I go here. So we'll see you out in the middle. Home sweet home. So I thought I'd give a little review of this campsite. I'm on the far west end of Sag. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I'm going to give this a 7. Here's why. The landing is phenomenal. There's spots for 3 canoes. Someone took out all the boulders and made the landing really nice. The other great thing is that there's lots of wood. I don't need big fires, I just need fire. So tons of wood, a big, I don't know, red pine or whatever fell years ago. And people have been hacking it with an axe, but I have a saw, a Silky Boy, Katana Boy, Silky 500, man, that thing's like a chainsaw. So, and I also bring an axe. So between those two, tons of wood, and not big wood either. I'm not a big fire guy. The downside of this site is it's really rocky when you get up on shore after you land your boats. Really rocky. But once you get around the fire pit, it's fine. But you got to watch where you're walking when you get up out of your boat and up on land. And the other thing I don't like about this is if you had more than one person, there's not that many tent sites. I have a small 2-man, and I found a spot where I could get in between the rocks. The spots that I found for other tents would be a long way that way. And I kind of like being around the fire with my tent. So, and there you'd hardly have a view of the lake. I have a beautiful view of the lake. I wake up to it in the morning. So, what else? I think that's kind of it. A couple things I bring. As I said, I bring a Silky Boy or Silky Katana Boy 500 saw. Phenomenal. I wouldn't come up here without it. And I bring a chair. I bring a nice chair. Sitting on a log at 65 years old, not for me. So they've made these chairs so dang comfortable now and lightweight that I'll always have a chair too. I guess the only other downfall I would see is if you had to hang a bag. There's no place to really, good spot to hang a bag, in my opinion. Hang food bag, that is. If I have a bare vault, so I just stuff all my food in there and stash it, what do they say, 60 yards away from the campground, so, or your campsite. So that's what I did. But I don't know where you'd hang a bag here. It's kind of looking to see if you had a food, like a food barrel or something, or bear barrel. Where did you hang it? I don't know. Probably someplace in the wood, or if you want to strap it between 2 trees. But I do by yourself. I don't know if I could do it. So I'm glad I brought a bear vault. I'll always have one of those with me. I'm not into hanging. So that's that on the site. It's a nice little site. I'll show it to you one more time. Lake out there. Drying some sweaty clothes. That's the non-rocky spot. You can see all the rocks there. You can see all the rocks. Fire pit. I've got enough wood to leave behind for someone else. And Bear vault there, water over there. I've only gone through one thing of water, so, and I have a platypus water filter that I use. So tomorrow I'm headed out. I'm gonna fish in the morning. I'll probably try and fish tonight. I'm gonna fish tonight. I'm just gonna start making dinner here in a second. Beef lasagna. Never had freeze-dried beef lasagna before. We'll give it a shot. Quick and easy, and I'm gonna go fishing. I did not catch a fish when I was out there today. I had 2 fish on. I didn't hook them. So I switched hooks. I think this is the same hook I had a problem with last time, where it must be dull or something. I can't keep them on. So that's it. That's my review. Just kind of lounging around, charging batteries right now, to be honest with you. So we'll probably see you after dinner. All right. Night number 2, but this time I'm going fishing. Wind's not high like it was last night. One last evening shot at lake trout. I heard there's a night bite or an evening bite, early morning and evening. I'm just gonna go out here for about an hour. I'm gonna get back. I gotta head out tomorrow. Work on Monday. And besides that, there's a rivalry game between the Vikings and the Packers. I got a little wager on that. Cheeseburger. One of my good friends. Actually, it's my friend Jake who got me going on YouTube. So, a special thanks to him. I gotta say a special thanks to a lot of my Wisconsin friends. I got some great YouTube Wisconsin buds, man. Ranger, Mark, Eric, James gang. We talk almost every day, one way or another, communicating. It's a wonderful friendship between all of them. There's people on YouTube that encouraged me, and I watch them to do this solo stuff. Common Man Camps. If you haven't seen his Boundary Water stuff, he does a lot of solo stuff. A lot of hot tent stuff in the fall. Another gentleman by the name of the Bwca Hermit. Check him out. He does deep winter camping. Another phenomenal channel. And there's other ones too, I can't even think of it. There's another one, the Marine something, I can't think of that one, but there's a lot of them. And good ones too, so check out Common Man Camps and the Bwca Hermit if you get a chance. Ranger Reno's got a channel. Mark Pro's got a channel. Eric and Zach's got a channel. So, special thanks to my friend Kevin, who came out here with me for a 5-day trip about 2 weeks ago. That was thoroughly enjoyable. So Kevin, thanks for coming along. Appreciate his first time in the Boundary Waters, and I know for a fact he'll be back. So, all right, I'm gonna put some miles on here and get out in the middle. I got about 2 more miles to paddle before I get to where I want to be. So, off we go. Thanks to you all. All right, I made it out, marking fish out in a little deeper water, so I'm trying these. Thinking they may move shallower as the night goes on, but I made it out here. It was in 48 feet. I saw some fish here, so I marked them. I'm trying to drift right over them. See if I can get one. Not another soul in the lake. The only one here. Fish on the bottom there. Just trying to get one of these things to bite. There's one more person I need to give a shout out to. That is Chad from Gunflint Wilderness Guide Service. Without him educating me and teaching me how to fish lake trout, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So if anyone needs a guide at the end of the Gunflint Trail, Chad lives at the end of the Gunflint Trail. He will take you for a hike, take you fishing. Smallmouth, walleyes, lake trout. Well, what else is there? Northerns, brook trout, whatever you want, he'll take you. Does an excellent job. He's a wonderful human being and great character. So if you at the Gunflint Trail and you're looking for adventure, remember Chad from Gunflint Wilderness Guide Service. All right, I just got back to camp, got everything secured, kinda. Just starting to get a fire going. Man, it got dark fast. That sun went down. Whew. Ay, ay, ay. So I'm just getting a little fire going here, and hang out for a little while. I don't even know what time it is. I have no idea. My watch stopped. Battery went dead on it, so we'll see how tonight goes. There's the sunset. Not a person. Water rippling. A little bit of wind blowing through the trees. Snap, crackle of the fire too. Better get back up there. Well, everyone, time to go to bed. Douse this fire and good night, everyone. See you in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. Was lazy this morning. Slept in. I kept hearing big gusts of winds come up in the middle of the night, all night long. And I really don't want to be in the middle of sag with gusty winds. It's calm right now, but they come back and go. So sun's just coming up. Slept in. Enjoyed my beautiful morning. Sun's just hitting the top of the trees. I'll show you. I'm going to have a bunch of cups of coffee, get some breakfast, then head out. Quiet except for the wind lapping. Excuse me, water lapping. Wind blowing through the trees. Gotta love some peace and quiet. Sun on the top of the trees. Well, everything's loaded in the canoe. It's kind of waiting for this fire to burn down. I've had 5 cups of coffee. I could probably saw this entire island down if I wanted. But no, just relaxing a little bit, taking it all in one last time. Probably the last canoe trip of the year. I want to go hiking, maybe on the Bwca Trail and do some grouse hunting for a couple of days. We'll see how that goes weather-wise. I want to get up here and brook trout fish with Chad again. Maybe even find some walleyes that day. We'll see. Chad from Gunflint Wilderness Guide Service here at the end of the Gunflint Trail. So that's pretty much all weather dependent. We'll see how that goes. But everyone, thank you very much for coming along on this journey. Another adventure for me, getting back into the Boundary waters after a many year absence. Raising a family. Now I'm prepping for retirement, practicing for retirement. And this is one of the things I'm going to do, come to the Boundary waters. Multiple times a year. I think this is my 5th time this year. So trout fishing wasn't that good. Got 1 trout, had a couple bites, but that's okay. I had one lake trout breakfast, good enough for me. Sometimes they don't bite all the time. That's why it's fishing rather than catching. But thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you like, comment if you like. I'll always get back to you if you comment, and hey to all my great YouTube friends out there. So we'll catch you on the next video. Not sure what that one's going to be. We'll see. Thank you, everyone.